Hey, Professor Kim here, and wow, I have got a wonderful word game for you. It is a real thinker and definitely for small groups. That game, Letter Jam. Stay tuned and I will teach you how to play this game and why you should be sharing this game with your students. Hi instructors, I really hope that after this explanation you'll see that Letter Jam has a lot of potential in the classroom and you'll appreciate its cooperative nature, because this is a cooperative game. Everyone is helping everyone figure out what their letters are. So when you give a clue, you're essentially helping your teammates. You're not necessarily benefiting from it, but you hope that other people will benefit from it and in turn give you a clue so you can figure out what your letter is. This game really works critical thinking, problem solving, spelling, vocabulary, and cooperative play. The full tutorial will be coming up next with the student section tutorial, how to play, tips and suggestions, and a round to show you what notes look like, how to spell the words, and then how to give clues to your teammates. Hey students, I'm thrilled to share Letter Jam with you. This is a thinker of a game that works your vocabulary, your spelling, your critical thinking, and your problem solving. So get creative. In the very beginning, make sure that every player gets one of these cheat sheet note cards, a pencil, and divide these cards evenly amongst all the players. And you're gonna find a word in here that is either 3, 4, or 5 letters long, depending on what your instructor would like for you to do. A 4-letter word is a really great place to start, and that's what I've got set up on the board here. So once you find a word in here that you can spell using 4 letters, you're gonna take those, you're gonna shuffle them up, and you're gonna pass them to the player to your right. Now, they've got your word, they're gonna lay it out in front of them just like I have here, and they're not gonna look at them. You are gonna get the player to your left who's passing you their cards. You're going to take your first card and you're going to set it up in the stand pointing away from you. You are not allowed to see your letter or any of the other letters that belong to you, but you can see everybody else's letter. So I've got the table set up here and I'll zoom in just a minute to show you what it looks like from your perspective. Each round, a player is going to give a clue. They take one of these little droplets. If it's your first time giving a clue, you take the red one and you put it in front of you, and then you give a word. Here's how you do it. You're going to take these discs that are colored and numbered 1 through 8, and you're going to set them in front of letters on the table spelling a word. That's it. The longer the word, usually the better, because you're going to try to give as many people an opportunity to figure out what their letter is based on the word. So this takes a lot of deduction and a lot of critical thought. If you want to use a letter in a word that's not on the table and you can't see it, essentially, you can use the asterisk. This can only be one letter during each turn. So on my turn, I could say that the asterisk is an E in my brain, I'm not telling anybody, and then I use that as an E for my word. I can't change the letter when it's my turn. But the next person goes, they want to use this asterisk and they want it to be a T. Well, then they make it a T, but they have to make it a T consistently for their turn. Now you could use the same card twice, in which you just put another disc in front of it. Once that's done, everyone's going to start taking notes as to what they think that word was, particularly if they were involved in that clue. Meaning, I didn't give the clue, but someone used my letter in the clue, and I need to figure out what my letter is. After everyone's done with their notes, another player just self-elects and takes one of these little discs, you're not allowed to take the green disc inside of the red flower until every single person has given a clue at least once. So that means everybody's got to give a clue. When the little discs are gone, clues are done, and everybody's going to have to guess what their letters are and what they think their word is. And that's going to be the end of the game. I think it's about time to show you what a turn looks like. This is your letter, and then the rest of your letters in your 4-letter word. Now, if you would like to go first, what you would want to do is look at all of these letters out here and see if you can spell something that you think would help everybody at the table, or as many people as possible. You can't tell them what your word is, but you are going to spell it out, and then everyone else is going to have to do just a little bit of deduction. Let's say you decided to spell this word. So I spelled the word chows. Now everybody's going to have a clue in front of them, but they're going to spell out the word that they think is here with the missing letter based on every single player. So if I am the player over here, my note would go like this. So with the actual letter with a question mark in that first clue, because I don't necessarily know what it is, but then I'm going to put my guesses in the far side. Essentially, I'm looking at two different possibilities, E and O. It could be choose or it could be chows. That was a clue from this player, so they take that red disc, and now it is turn 2. Every time that the bonus cards are used in a word, they get recycled and put away, and if you go through both of those stacks, you can earn another clue, which is that green disc. So this player's going to give a clue. They're going to spell out a word. So the word that this player's trying to spell for everyone starts off with what you can see is C ? Because we're not sure exactly what this asterisk means, but it's not a letter that you can see here. So C, we don't know. U are next, and then MPS. And that's your clue. So you're going to write that down on your notes. Now the reason I put a circle around that second question mark and then drew a line was because that was the asterisk, and yours was the third one over. And so it's important to know which letter is yours because you might get another clue using the same exact letter. That player takes their clue disc, and at this point, let's just say that this player has figured out, at least they think they know what their letter is. And so they're going to put their card down, and then this player is going to put theirs up as well. Now the reason you want to move along with your letters is because you figured out what it is, and you need more clues for other letters that are hidden. But you also need to remember that there's a timer for how long the game goes. Play is just going to continue every single turn with someone taking one of those discs and giving a word clue to everyone else at the table. Now I mentioned that you can use the bonus letters, and if you use the entire stack, then you get another guess. Make sure that you use as long a word as possible and you include as many people at the table as possible, just so that you can be efficient with your clue giving. Once the game has ended, because there are no more discs to take, which means there are no more clues to give, everyone is going to try to write in on their piece of paper the letters that they think they have. Right now we only have 4, so you're only going to use 4 of those boxes down there. Now once you write the letters down, here's the really fun part. They're not in the right order, so you're going to have to take your letters, what you think they are, and move them around into the spot that you think is the right order. And then this is the reveal. Everyone at the table is going to say, okay, I think I have a word, I think I know what it is, I think I know what my letters are. Maybe, I did my best. And then you flip over your word one letter at a time, spelling a word, and hopefully you're right. It's great. And even if you're wrong, you had a great time trying to puzzle it out. Letter Jam is one of those games that needs 2 plays, at least. So after your first play, you know what you're doing. Jump right back in and have a great time with Letter Jam. Maybe, just maybe, you might want to make a longer word next time and really challenge yourself. This is a cooperative game, so remember that you are trying to help your teammates guess what their letters are and essentially what their word is. This works best when students have time. So if you have a longer block of time and a smaller group of students, that's when Letter Jam will shine. This game cannot be rushed. Students need time to think. And it's okay to kind of slow down with this game. If you're worried about students creating words that may or may not be actual words, while you're moderating the setup, just double check everyone's words before they pass on the words to the next player. Just say, yep, you got it, that's good. Move on. Every single person at the table has to give at least 1 clue. Now that really gets everyone involved. While this game is intended for 2 to 6 players, I think there definitely is a time and place for Letter Jam in the classroom, maybe in one particular small group, maybe an after-school activity, maybe an extra credit assignment. You think up the awesome situation in which you can share Letter Jam, and after you try it and watch this video, I know you're going to want to put this into your classroom.